Hi, and welcome back to It Doesn't Have to Be Perfect, or welcome to It Doesn't Have to Be Perfect. Have you ever met someone who just like knows everything? Like, okay, I know a lot, right? But I don't know a lot about a lot. Like have you ever met those people that you have a question on the top of your head and then for some reason they just know the answer. They know the laws behind it, they know the precautions about it, they know the long-term effects of it. Like they just know everything, like even things that you weren't even asking about, and it's like so fascinating and you're like, wow, I wish I knew that much. Like I am so like in awe that you know so much, and thank you for informing me. Like I feel smarter now. Like you just can, like you that feels contagious. Now I feel smart, like I feel like it opened up a new world for me. But then you also think like, oh wait, like how can I get smart like that? Like how is it that they can know so much about this one random topic? Like it's not even their field. It's not even something that they're taught at school. They just went themselves and like they worked to know that information. Like they went into the rabbit holes and everything. And you're like, okay, like did they read books? Did they watch videos? Did they do their own deep dives? Like how can I do that? Like how can I imitate that and like become smarter? And then because of all this dilemma that you're going through, you end up feeling like a little bit dumb. And like not that you're not dumb, but like you end up feeling a little bit dumb because you're like, oh, like how, comparing, I don't feel like that. Like I don't feel intelligent enough that I can just be asked about a random topic. Okay, say Beatles. I don't know anything about Beatles, like, but this person is like, for sure that they will know something about Beatles, like something, anything, and you're just not that kind of person. And it's such a weird niche problem to have where your inner dialogue is just like, oh, you should be smarter, but I don't know how to be smarter because I don't care about these random topics. I don't care about these random issues. I don't care. Like my brain doesn't go that deep into the rabbit hole because I don't care about these things, right? And so is it a question of like, do you need to care about certain things in order to research them and actually know about them? Well, no, because that would mean that you probably wouldn't look up anything, because like it's like, how much do you actually care about to look up, to research yourself and to expand your mind about, you know? And sometimes learning new things involuntarily like makes it so that you're interested in that thing. So it's just like a lot of questioning, right? So is it actually that you're dumb, or is it that a lack of confidence in your intelligence? Like which one is it? Because if we talk about the literal definition of intelligence, it's the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Like if I learn something and I can like apply it and like do the thing, like that doesn't sound hard to do. But then there's also like more than one type of intelligence. And I think I learned that in high school, like late high school. I thought there was just one type of intelligence and that was it. Like that this is what intelligent people are. You're either that or not. But no, there's different types of intelligence. And let's go over a few, shall we? So there's also interpersonal intelligence, which is the ability to interact well with others. I feel like I do a good job at that. I feel like I am social. I feel like I definitely have a good amount of friends. I know how to interact with strangers. I mean, especially working in customer service, you kind of are forced to learn how to work with strangers and such. So I think I do well with that. Okay, let's see the next one. That was interpersonal intelligence. Then there's intrapersonal intelligence, which is the ability to understand and manage your own emotions. Again, I think I'm pretty good at that. I don't have a temper tantrum and I don't, explode on people. So I think I'm good. I think I have that type of intelligence. And then there's practical intelligence, which is street smarts and the ability to solve everyday problems. Well, shit. I feel like the most basic one is the one that I'm like, oh, I don't know, because sometimes I be just like not paying attention to my surroundings and not really aware what's going on around me. I mean, I can solve everyday problems, I would say. Yeah, I think so. Like, I know there's some people that just have a natural curiosity about everything. And I feel like I do. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to know everything. But I think it's, especially now with social media, you see so many niches and so many people doing so much that it kind of becomes this paralysis of like, everything that I learned, it doesn't feel like enough. Like, e- everything that I'm able to grasp and learn new about, it just feels like another can of worms that I need to learn about, and like a whole different animal. I think the best example of what I'm talking about right now is, for example, the California fires. I obviously, climate change does play a factor in that, and but there's like specific things that go into why the fires were so massive the way they grew, because like California has never seen fires like that. But a large part of it is due to invasive species. So all the OGs, let's say, right? The OG plants that reside in that area, like they've all kind of been replaced by prettier ones, and like trees that leave a lot more, not trash, because that's not the right word. It's just it leaves a lot of just like dead leaves everywhere, and those are not habitable for that area, because like there's native species there that are fire resistant. They know the fires are something that happens. The native species are adapted to sustain those fires, like fires like that. Like it's not, it's good, it's good to have fires regularly because it regenerates the plants, right? Like it regenerates the landscape. That's something I learned during my time as a sustainability major. And it's really interesting that like that, and like the fact that there was so many winds coming, and they just made the fires just expand like crazy. There's that combination of those two, and just it, and like that made me, because I saw an environmental scientist talking about this, and there, as they were explaining it, I'm like, wow, that makes so much sense. But then they went into more detail of like things that could also, and are definitely, why these fires were as massive as they were. And I was like, wow, I feel like even knowing this, there's so much to that I would love to know more about. I know there's more to this. There's just like so much more. There's always more to everything. There's always more information to learn. And I think I end up comparing what I know to what I don't know, and what I don't know is a lot more. Therefore, I always feel like I fall short. And that's what I'm trying to get at this episode, because there was a while back that I made an episode about trying to be smarter, and after that episode, I feel like I was just always feeling like I was falling short, no matter how much I researched a certain topic, or talked about a certain topic, or watched videos on a certain topic. Like, I feel like I always felt like I'm not doing enough. And I don't know if that's definitely like part imposter syndrome, because that's how I feel about everything that I do. I feel like everything that I work on isn't enough. It could be greater, it could be the bestest, but then I'm like, okay, but no, but like that's perfectionist thinking. And here it doesn't have to be perfect, right? That's literally the title of this podcast. And I feel like I'm always falling short. And I know if I'm feeling like this, like more people feel like this, because it's like feelings, like my thoughts are not original, and like, and I know they're not original thoughts, because humans tend to go through the same cycles of like existential crises and like all this stuff, right? So I know I'm not the only one that probably feels this way. That the more I learn, the dumber I feel, and like the less confident I feel that I know anything. Like when I was 17, like Taylor Swift said, I thought I knew everything. I thought I was set. I knew where I was going after graduation of high school, and it was just, it's kind of like I just knew, like, and now I feel like I don't know anything. And I think now, instead of focusing on everything that I don't know, because that just, it's endless. I'm never gonna know everything. I need to have more confidence in myself of like the things that I do know. Okay, like I know a lot. Like I went to school. Like I got 2 degrees. Like I know something. I need to give myself more credit, because I do know a lot. I know a lot, and there's more that I can learn, yes, but like I think I need to start focusing on the things that I do know and the things that I can add to it instead of seeing the cup half empty. I need to start seeing the cup half full, because seeing myself as always lacking, always lacking, always lacking, that's not good for me. Like, it's just not good for me. And I see this trickle down into other areas of my life, but we're not going to get into that. But I think if you struggle with that, if you struggle with like not feeling intelligent enough, or that you just need to have more common sense, or I don't know, like just feeling inadequate in your intelligence, I think we need to start applauding ourselves for the things that we do know and the things that we naturally like gravitate towards that a lot of people don't. But because you see it as a useless thing, you don't think that it's useful information, even though it could be like a can of worms for someone else, you know, like say video games. If you have a niche in video games, like, and you know so much about, I know nothing about video games. So the fact that you know so much about video games and the creation process, the manufacturing process, and the distribution process, like all that, I'm like, that's so cool because you're into that. You're into video games. I know more about makeup. Like, and that's very like, you know, boy, girl, like gender norm type of examples that I'm giving. I'm so sorry, but like it's true. Like I just know more about makeup because I use makeup. I use it on a daily basis. So it's just that. Just have more confidence in that. Have more confidence that you know a lot, and you shouldn't like sell yourself short. I think the best way to end this is by this Pinterest screenshot that I think I pinned it to my board. And it was a professor that would always tell their students that you always know more than you think you do. And he would always tell them that at the beginning of their exams. And, you know, the person was just recalling how they always remember that now, like you always know more than you think you do. And that's, again, you're not giving yourself credit for the things that you do know and the things that you're very, very knowledgeable in. And that doesn't mean it has to stop there. I can continue on, but like, you know, focusing on that instead of the lack. But yeah, that's the ramble that I had for you guys today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you got something out of it. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.